मैं नहीं, मेरा नहीं, यह तन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं, मेरा नहीं, यह तन किसी का है दिया।
अपने पास है वह धन किसी का है दिया।
जो भी अपने पास है वह धन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं, मेरा नहीं, यह तन किसी का है दिया। शान से
देने वाले ने दिया, वह भी दिया किस शान से।
देने वाले ने दिया, वह भी दिया किस शान से।
देने वाले वह भी दिया किस शान से।
मेरा है यह लेने वाला, कह उठा अभिमान से।
मेरा है यह लेने वाला, कह उठा अभिमान से।
यह कहने वाला मन किसी का है दिया।
मेरा यह कहने वाला मन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं, मेरा नहीं, यह तन किसी का किसी का है दिया।
धन किसी का है दिया। हरि शरणं, 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 हम है रमण बिहारी के, रमण बिहारी के। ठाकुर हमरे रे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के। ठाकुर हमरे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के। साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा, साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा, साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा, साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा। कामन दुनियादारी से, कामन दुनियादारी से, कामन दुनियादारी से, कामन दुनियादारी से।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी की।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी की।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के।
साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा,
साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा,
साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा।
साधु सेवा धर्म हमारा।
कामन दुनियादारी से,
कामन दुनियादारी से,
कामन दुनियादारी से।
कामन दुनियादारी से।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी की।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी की।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी के।
ठाकुर हमारे रमण बिहारी, हम है रमण बिहारी की।
अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे, नंदलाल सावरिया मेरे हो। अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे, नंदलाल सावरिया मेरे हो। अब कोई न सहारा बिनु तेरे, गोपाल सावरिया मेरे। अब कोई न सहारा गिरधारी श्याम बनवारी।
गुरु शरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी। बरन रघुबर विमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देव मोहि करहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा गातन कुंडल कुंचित केसा। हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मुंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत पटाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही समभाई। सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जो सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै। नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै। चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नो के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख विसरावै। अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बल बीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर गोई छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Krishna, everyone. A very, very, very warm welcome to all of you on this beautiful spring evening. Spring is here, spring is here. It's the best time of the year. Sun is Uttarayan and Basant Ritu has set in. And on this lovely evening, I welcome all of you on yet another interpretation session of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. With the blessings of our Param Pujya Gurudev Swami Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj, we are on this divine journey of read Geeta, teach Geeta, and live Geeta. Through the week, we have been reading Geeta, and by providing sevas in several ways, spreading words about Geeta ji, we have been teaching Geeta. Now is the time to live Geeta through this interpretation session. But before that, I'm going to invite our Jayashri Didi. Jayashri Didi is from Vadodara. She's a retired teacher who joined Geeta Parivar in May of 2021. She has served, given her seva as a technical staff, but now she translates the Vivechan summaries into Gujarati for our Gujarati side. Jayashri Didi, please come start with the opening prayer for all of us.
जय श्री कृष्ण। वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुं जय श्री कृष्ण
Jai Shri Krishna Di, thank you so very much for this beautiful beginning. This little guiding light of mine, I am going to let it shine. Let it shine all the time, let it shine. For the divine lightning of the Jyot, I am going to call forward Neelam Parasharji, who is from Dwarka, Delhi, joined Geeta Parivar in January of 2023. Neelamji is retired Prince from Director of Education and currently a sadhak of L4 and giving seva as a technical assistant. Please come forward, Neelamji.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृताम् कलहंसकृतावासाम् वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you, Didi, for this beautiful darshan. Now let's come to the main segment of this session. We all in L3, all of us have started on with the third chapter, a very, very intriguing chapter. And to throw light on that chapter, we have our very own Vikas Vaidya Bhaiya with us. Vikas Bhaiya is a BE and PGDMA. He has been NRI for last more than 12 years, but he has carried India all through in his heart. He has traveled the world and now owns an IT company based in Pune. Bhaiya is a polyglot who can speak more than 5 languages. He recites 18 Adhyaya of Geeta Ji every day for more than 5 years now, and he's a trainer for all level. He's also involved in trainer selection and training of trainers of all levels in Geeta Parivar. He teaches Vishnu Sahasranam and is a very, very active vivechak for our Geeta Parivar. Welcome, Bhaiya.
जय श्री कृष्ण वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं जय श्री कृष्ण टू ऑल. स्वामी जी के चरण कमलों में कोटि कोटि नमन करते हुए विल स्टार्ट आवर फर्स्ट सेशन ऑफ थर्ड अध्याय कर्म योगा, one of the most important adhyayas of Geeta. Now this I will say for every adhyaya. So get used to this sentence that this is a very important adhyaya. Okay, now let us start. What is the background of third adhyaya? The background of third adhyaya is obviously first and second adhyaya. As we have seen in adhyaya 1, Arjuna was very much reluctant. He was very much against taking up the battle, and gave several reasons to Lord Shri Krishna as to how disastrous it will be if we take up this war. And ultimately, we will not gain anything out of this war. This was the conclusion of Arjuna. Nacha Shriyaunu Pashyami Hatva Swajanamahave. I don't see anything good happening to us by killing our own people. And then Aho Batamahat Papam Kartum Vyavasita Vayam. See, surprising that we have prepared ourselves to kill our own people. And in second adhyaya, Arjuna goes to the extent of saying that Shriyo Bhaktum Bhakshamapi Haloke. I'll prefer to beg and leave my life rather than fighting this war. And at the end, he announces in second adhyaya that Nayod Sita Govinda. I am not going to fight this war. Final decision. I am not going to fight the war. So in Adhyay 2, in some shlokas, Paramatma, that means Lord Sri Krishna, has praised the Jnana Yoga, knowledge, wisdom, and said, Durena Yavarang Karma Buddhi Yoga Dhananjaya. That means Sakam Karma, Arjuna, are very, very inferior to Jnana Yoga, Buddhi Yoga. Tasmad Yoga Yujjasva Yoga Karma Kaushalam. You learn equanimity of intellect, equanimity of Samata Buddhi, that means Samata Buddhi. Learn the technique of being equanimous for all situations of Sukha, Dukkha, Labh, Hani, Jai, Parajay, all that. Learn that technique. And then you can lead to the path of salvation, liberation. Now, Arjuna picked up this particular shloka and he said, now he is of the opinion that, okay, this is easier option then. I don't have to take up the war. I need to go to a guru, give him service, render him service, learn some jnana from him and proceed on my path of liberation, salvation, moksha, whatever you call it. But in some shlokas, Krishna had said good things about Karma Yoga also. So this was confusing for Arjuna. Sometimes Sri Krishna is saying Buddhi Yoga, Jnana Yoga is good. Sometimes he is saying Karma Yoga is good. He went to the extent of telling that with Jnana Yoga, you can attain the salvation, liberation. But then again he comes back on Karma Yoga. So this seesaw situation, Arjuna got confused, thoroughly confused. And then he asked some questions to Lord Krishna in this adhyay. The first two shlokas are from Arjuna asking such questions. First two shlokas we'll take together. They are related to each other. So first shloka, Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha, Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, Atha Tritiyodhyāyah, Arjuna Uvaca, Jayasi Chet Karmanaste, Mata Buddhir-Janardana, Tatking Karmani Ghore Man, Niyojesi Keshava, Vyamishreneva Vakyena, Buddhim Mohayasiva me, Tadekam Vada Nishchitya, Yena Shreyoham Apnuyam. So Vyamishreneva. Before that, the first shloka of this adhyay, Jayasi. Jayasi means better. Karmana. Karmana is Sakam Karma. Mata is to consider. Buddhi is of course intelligence. Karmani in karma. Ghure. Ghure means ghastly, bad, cruel. Niyojesi. To get involved, to plan something. So first shloka, Sri Arjuna says, O Janardana, O Keshava, if in your opinion, knowledge, wisdom is superior to karma, superior to action, then why do you want to engage me in this ghastly karma? That means why should I not follow the path of Buddhi Yoga, Jnana Yoga and pursue the path of achieving, obtaining knowledge, wisdom by going to a guru? That path is better, no? Because you have praised Jnana Yoga so much. But on the other side, you want me to take this karma, and that karma also is ghastly karma of killing my own people. So I'm getting confused. And this confusion he expresses in the second shloka. Vyamishraneva vakyena buddhi mohyasivame tadaikam vada nishchitya yena shreyo hamapnuya. Your equivocal language, instructions about karma yoga and buddhi yoga, karma yoga, buddhi yoga is thoroughly confusing me. I am getting confused. Therefore, please tell me decisively with certainty which is the best path for me to follow. You ask your friend, from Pune, I want to go to Mumbai. How do I go? Your friend says, okay, you go to Pune railway station. From there, you get umpteen number of trains for going to Pune, Mumbai. Then, in a moment, he says, or okay, you can do one thing. You can take a cab. You can go by taxi, much faster. Before you respond to him, he says, or why don't you take a flight? It takes only 15-20 minutes to reach Mumbai. You can take flight also. Or why don't you go by that Asiad bus that is cheaper and better also? So you get thoroughly confused. What exactly I am supposed to do? I have asked for something and you are giving me so many solutions and this is also good, that is also good. You get confused. So same way, Arjuna got confused. He wanted to achieve the best for himself in his life and he wanted to know which path to follow. Now in this case, Lord Sri Krishna in second adhyay has never said this, which Arjuna has said, that he has said that Jnana Yoga is superior to Karma Yoga and all that. He had given a statement that Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga are two different paths for achieving the same destination. Nothing is inferior, nothing is superior. So Arjuna is asking this question in these first two shlokas to Shri Krishna, that I am confused. At first you said that path of knowledge is the best. Then you said path of Nishkam Karma Yoga is the best. I don't know what to make out of all this. If Nishkam Karma Yoga is so superlative, then why do you praise Jnana Yoga so much? That will lead to Paramgati instantaneously, you say. Now, those of you who have studied Adhyay 2 will remember that Sri Krishna had repeatedly praised Jnana Yoga, saying that it is so great that it destroys the seeds of ignorance in us. After you get the Jnana, your seeds of ignorance get thoroughly destroyed, which means that the mind never gets deluded by this material world anymore. That is the effect of Jnana once you obtain that. Now Arjuna says to Sri Krishna that if the path of knowledge is so excellent, then why don't you allow me to trade on that path? Why are you asking me to do Nishkam Karma instead? And especially when this karma is so dreadful that it means killing of my own friends, own relatives and my gurus as well. Now we know that Arjuna was of sattvic disposition. He was a thorough gentleman. Sattvic disposition. He had liking for the war at all. And let us understand that he had all the genuine reasons to fight the war against Kauravas. Few of the reasons: repeated attempts had been made to kill him and his brothers. Their rights were consistently denied. His beloved wife Draupadi had been outrageously humiliated and attempt had been made to disrobe her publicly. He had so many legitimate reasons to fight the war, but still he did not want to fight. This shows how pure mind his was. In contrast, let us introspect where we stand matter. Many people, many of us also included, we never remember the words of wisdom spoken by our own guru. We don't remember them. We listen to them and then we forget about it. But some people, in fact all of us, we never forget a bad remark which someone had made about us decades ago. 20 years ago, this fellow had called me a Buddhu. You don't understand anything. That you remember even for 20 years. But the good words of wisdom spoken by your own guru, you don't remember. So if you are constantly looking for reasons to get disturbed, agitated and angry, then who can help you? Such an individual will always be upset about something or the other. But as I said, did Krishna really say in Adhyay 2 that the path of knowledge was superior to Nishkam Karma Yoga? This is an important point which we'll discuss in the next few shlokas of this Adhyay. See, you hear what you want to hear. This is the psychology of human beings. You hear what you want to hear and not what has been actually said. You become an expert in deriving the meaning which you want from whatever has been spoken by others. You draw your own meanings convenient to you. Others may be speaking anything, but you draw whatever is convenient for you. If you are angry with someone, everything that person does will make you angry. Then let it be how he talks, how he walks, how he eats, everything about him will make you angry, because you have already decided to be angry with him. Arjuna had already decided not to take up the war. So he took up the meaning, what he wanted to draw from Sri Krishna shlokas. On the contrary, if you are fond of someone, then you are not upset with him or her, even if he or she misbehaves with you. This is the part of human psychology. Arjuna says, if the path of knowledge is so excellent, then let me follow this path, meditate and get established in the divine. Why do you ask me to fight? Why are you asking me to commit such a horrific karma? Arjuna had said earlier also that he was confused. Now he says, yeah, I am more confused. Earlier also he was confused. Now he is more confused. He is requesting Krishna to decide what is appropriate for him once and for all, and tell him decisively what is in his best interest, what he should do. So these are the first two shlokas. Let us proceed on to third shloka, which Paramatma is replying to Arjuna's two questions. Third shloka, Śrī-Bhagavānuvaca Lokesmin vividha nishtha pura prokta maya nagha jnana yogena sankhyanam karma yogena yoginam. Loke means in this world, asmin is this, dvividha is two types. Pura is in the past, earlier. Prokta is to say. Anagha is someone sinless, nishpap. Arjuna has been called nishpap, anagha. Jnana yogena, by following the process of knowledge, jnana yoga. Sankhyanam, the jnana yogi. Karma yogena, the process of karma yoga. Yoginam, of the karma yogi. So Arjuna had asked the questions in first two shlokas. Paramatma is replying, Arjuna, I have already explained that there are two kinds of men. That is, two classes of thoughts, two classes of men in this world. Some having faith in knowledge, follow the path of Jnana Yoga for self-realization, and some having faith in karma, follow the path of Karma Yoga. As simple as that. So this is the reply from Lord Krishna to Arjuna's question, that both are leading you to the same destination of self-realization. Nothing superior, nothing inferior. Lord says there are only two paths one can follow, and he says he is not saying anything new. Jnanis have already said the same thing in the past, Pura. The path of knowledge is followed by Jnanis, and the path of Nishkam Karma Yoga is followed by Karma Yogis. What is the difference? In Karma Yoga, there is predominance of Kshara, that means perishable, the world around us. That is the dominance of that. While in Jnana Yoga, there is predominance of Akshara, that means the embodied soul or the imperishable. This is the difference between Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga. Karmas are done for the world, Jnana is attained for the embodied soul or the Paramatma. Krishna says, those who have the right to perform Jnana Yoga should follow that. And those having right to perform Karma Yoga should follow Karma Yoga. Only one specific path will lead you to supreme Paramgati. God doesn't insist like this. God doesn't insist that you follow only Karma Yoga, you follow only Jnana Yoga, not insisting on anything. As per our samskars of past lives, those who are intelligent in Adhyatma, those who have the requisite inquisitiveness about soul, about the super soul, about the Jivatma and about Paramatma, they are destined to follow the Jnana Yoga. Adhyaya 6 says how our next lives also take us on the same path which we were treading on our earlier life. We start from the point from where we left. So you had earned some Jnana in your earlier life. You start treading on that path from the point where you left in your earlier life. So those are the samskars. Those are your past karmas. Now they are destined to follow the Jnana Yoga. Those who have this kind of samskars of Jnana. But those who do not carry such samskars, those who cannot easily understand the Tattva Jnana of Paramatma, but even then they have the desire to attain that Atma Jnana, self-realization, for them, God says, Karma Yoga is the path. Now, karma may appear inferior to jnana, but common people need to follow Karma Yoga path only. You see, crossing the river is not difficult for one who knows the swimming. But one who does not know swimming, for him, he has to first do the karma of learning swimming. If he jumps directly into the water without learning, without doing the karma of learning, you know what will happen to him. So, doing some karma is essential before you even think of jnana. Sankhya Yogi, Jnana Yogi, his main focus is to remain cut off, aloof from the material world and constantly practice sacrificing the needs. That is called Jnana Nishtha. To remain cut off, aloof from the material world and to constantly practice sacrificing the needs, sacrificing the kamanas, desires, requirements. This is called Jnana Nishtha. Pursuing the path of Jnana, neglecting the path of karma. And karma nishtha involves nishkam karma, that means vasana rahit karma. While performing prescribed duties of, say, your job or business, and simultaneously practicing detachment from the worldly attachment is karma yoga. You continue to do your daily routine work, but while doing that work, keep practicing detachment from the worldly attachment. That is the name of karma yoga. God is referring to these two nishtha in this shloka, karma nishtha and jnana nishtha. By the way, nishtha means the path that leads you to liberation, salvation, or moksha, whatever you call it. So karma also takes you there and jnana also takes you there. We go to first shloka. Na karmana manarambha nashkarmyam purushoshtrute na jasanyasana devo siddhim samadhigacchati. No, not. Karmanam, your prescribed duties, kartavya karma, anarambhat, without making the beginning. Ashrute, ashrute means to eat, but here the meaning is to achieve, to experience. Naishkarmyam, freedom from return or reward of karma. That is the Naishkarmya sthiti, meaning you don't expect anything from your karmas. Sanyasanat, by giving up, by relinquishing, or by renunciation, whatever you call it. Siddhim, the success, the perfection, samadhi gacchati, to attain. So Paramatma says, na karmana manarambha naishkarmyam purushoshtrute na cha sanyasana deva siddhim samadhi gacchati. Unless a man makes the beginning of action, he cannot experience, he cannot achieve nishkam karma. Action without expectation or return or reward is called nishkam karma. And by merely giving up or renunciation of karma, that means action, he cannot attain paramgati or perfection or siddhi. Now, when does the karma start? In our life, when does the karma start? Right from the birth. In fact, to be precise, it starts right from the child, when the child is in the mother's womb. A 3-month-old fetus moves his limbs and turns in the womb as if he is dancing. So karma starts right when you are in the womb of your mother. It blinks its eyes, moves his limbs, and even sucks his thumb. So even before the baby is born, the karma has already commenced, right in the mother's womb. It may sound strange, but the process is do the karma and then intelligently, quietly come out of it. Means you put your hand in the mud and then clean it. Arjuna's question is just that. Why should I put my hand in this ghastly karma of war? It is a mud. Why should I put my hand in that mud of ghastly karma? Sri Krishna says, unless you perform your prescribed karma, you don't get qualified for jnana nishtha. All the happenings in life making us frequently happy and unhappy, distressed, they are merely coming in life to test us and to train us. Our journey in Jnana Nishtha depends on how we perform while performing our prescribed duty and how we respond to conflicting situations of Sukha Dukkha. And this is Adhyatma. This is Adhyatma. Running away from your duty does not fit in the definition of Adhyatma. You see, the flow of river has to travel a long distance for attaining or becoming one with the sea. Similarly, for attaining Jnana, you have to take the support of Karma Yoga. You can attain Jnana Nishtha after Karma Nishtha. Path of Jnana is of course very tough, difficult, depends on your past sanskars as well, and common people cannot tread on this path so very easily. And while doing karma, one has to take one care. If you remove the two poisonous teeth while doing karma, which are the two poisonous teeth? Imagine it's a snake. Karma is a snake. It has two poisonous teeth. What are their names? Karma phala asakti, that means return reward expectation, and kartutva bhiman, the false pride of doership. If you remove these two poisonous teeth, then such karmas do not create bondage and do not create obstacles in your path of moksha. So keep treading on the path of karma yoga by removing these two poisonous teeth, and then you don't get bondage because of your karma, and nobody can stop your journey on the path of moksha. Now, performing prescribed duties means marching ahead on the path of moksha. Like the lotus that blossoms in the mud, similarly, remaining on the path of karma, that is mud, one needs to parallelly develop that jnana nishtha, that lotus. It may be mud, you may think this world of karma is a mud, but you have to still live with that. In mud, that lotus of jnana nishtha, it comes out. The mud does not spoil the lotus. Similarly, the karmas that we do not make the gyan inferior. The gyan remains of its top quality only. Moreover, unless you do karma and experience the resulting sukha and dukkha, favorable, unfavorable, happiness, unhappiness, these contradicting situations, unless you face that, which you face only after doing karma, how will you know that you have remained equipoised in all situations? As I said, all these incidences of happiness and unhappiness, sadness come in our life to train us, to test us. So how can you test yourself if you don't do the karma? That you remain equipoised in all contradicting situations. That is why doing karma is a self-test as well. Okay, we go to the next shloka now, fifth shloka. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishthatya karma krut karyate yavashah karma sarva prakriti jair gunaihi. Nahi kaschit, anyone. Kshanam, kshanam is the moment. Jatu, in any condition at any time. Jatu, tishtati, to remain. Akarmakrut, akarmakrut, without doing some action, without doing some karma. Karyate, gets the action done. Karyate. Avasha, helplessly or controlled by the nature. Prakriti. Sarva prakriti jair gunaihi. Sarva is all. Prakriti jai. Prakriti jai means born out of prakriti, born out of nature. Gunai, the gunas of prakriti, which are namely sattva guna, rajoguna, and tamoguna. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of inertia or mode of ignorance. That is tamoguna. So Paramatma says in this shloka, no one in any condition at any time can remain without doing any karma. No one. Because everyone is forced to helplessly follow the three gunas of prakriti, sattva, rajotamo, of the nature and act according to their dominance at given time. Sometimes you are in a good mood, sattvic mood, you do sattvic karma, your mood changes, you want to enjoy the life, You want to enter into sense gratification, you become Rajasi. You perform Rajasi karma, then Tamasi also, maybe again come back to Sattvic. So this activity chain continues throughout the life. Paramatma says, he's telling the simple truth that you cannot refrain from doing action even for a moment. You cannot renounce actions. Not possible. We are all born due to some action of our parents. So when the body itself is born out of some action, then can any person even think that he will remain inactive? Your body itself is a result of action. So how can you say that I will remain inactive? It's impractical. In this shloka, God is saying that Prakriti's three gunas, Sattva, Rajo, Tamo, are responsible for functioning of your body. What is the body anyway? It is nothing but the gross counterpart of your mind. It is the perceptible material form of your mind. Mind is imperceptible, body is perceptible. But it is the material form of your own mind. And what is mind? It is the imperceptible, subtle form of your own body. That is why all that is present in your mind gets reflected in your body. Your body, your face clearly mirrors the anger, the lethargy, the lust, and the greed present in your mind. People can read your face and tell what kind of person you are, because your body is showing your mind. Your body is showing your mind. Furthermore, your face also indicates sometimes the lack of your intelligence. You listen to some great scholar, you show outwardly that yes, I am understanding everything, but your face shows that you are not understanding much of it. However hard you may try to cover it up, but your face will speak the truth that you are not understanding much of it. So, body is showing the mind. Body is the perceptible form of your own mind. Try it sometime. This is a mind game sort of. When you are feeling low or gloomy, someday we do feel like that. Either do some aerobic exercises or do some Surya Namaskar very swiftly. If you don't know Surya Namaskar or if you don't know aerobic exercise, just dance to some fast beat of music. Within minutes, you will feel better and your mood will improve due to the released happy chemicals called endorphins from your own body. You are taking action and curing yourself. The cure lies within you. If you sit idle, that cure will not happen. You want to cure your low or gloomy mood, dance. Cure yourself. Within minutes, you will feel better and your mood will also improve due to that release of happy chemicals which is there in your own body. The children, therefore, they are always happy because they are always active. Moving hand like this, dancing here, laughing unnecessarily, they are always active. That's why they are happy. We, with long face, keep talking serious things without action. So we are not so happy all the time. Our mind and body are born from Prakriti only. And due to effect of Prakriti's three gunas, Sattva, Rajo, Tamo, activities will keep on occurring in your body and in your mind. You cannot simply prevent these actions. So, nahi kashtit kshanamapi jatudishtatya karma kar karite yavashat karma sarva prakriti jairgunai. It is all Prakriti, it is all nature. Okay, we go to next shloka now, sixth one. Paramatma says, Karmendriyani sayyamya yaste manasa smaran indriyarthan vimudhatma mithyacharasa uchyate. When I started learning Bhagavad-Gītā, this was the shlok when I read. I realized that Bhagavad-Gītā is not something which is only for scholars. It is not a theoretical exercise. It's a practical guide on how to live the life. This is a slap on our face, this shloka. Karmendriyani sayyamya ya aste manasa smaran indriyarthan vimudhatma mithyacharasa uchyate. Karmendriyani, all the senses, working senses as well as knowledge senses, Jnanendriya as well as Karmendriya. Our speech, our hand, our foot, everything, ear, skin, eye, taste, whatever, all indriyas. Sanyamya, controlling. Aste, to remain. Manasa, by the mind. Smaran, smaran is to do smaran, that means to think of. Indriyarthan, indriyartha is the sense objects. Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha. Sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. These are the sense objects of our senses. Mithyachar, cheating, uchyate, is called. So Paramatma says in this shloka that one who restrains, controls his senses forcefully and keep them away from their respective sense objects. You force your eyes not to see something. You force your ears not to hear something. You force your tongue not to taste something. This is forcing the indriyas and keeping them away from their sense objects. So people are successful in doing it, forcefully of course, but they keep thinking about those very subjects mentally which they have avoided their senses to go to. Paramatma says, such a person is fooling himself and he is trying to fool me also. This is mithyachar. This is hypocrisy. This is mithyachar. I don't accept it. Paramatma doesn't like outward change in you. You show that I am doing upvasa and you are thinking of eating. Paramatma doesn't like it. So whatever you are, you have to be doing it mentally as well. Mano nigraha is as important as indriya nigraha. Paramatma says, I tell you my example. I decided one day that from next Thursday, I will start doing upvasa. Throughout the day, I will not eat anything. And then I told my wife, from next Thursday, I will be doing upvasa, fasting. I will not eat anything throughout the day. Only in the evening at 7 o'clock after sunset, I will eat something. Okay, wife said to me. Every wife knows her husband very well. She knows whether this guy can do it or he cannot do it. But she said, okay, you do it. Thursday came, early morning, I announced, today is my upvasa fasting day. I am not going to eat. Okay, fine. 9 o'clock, everybody is at the breakfast table. I am not there because I am fasting. Very good. 10, 11, 12, 1. Everybody is on the dining table taking the lunch. I am not there. I am just watching. People are eating. I am watching. I am feeling very, very hungry. But I cannot eat because I have already announced I am fasting. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, I tell my wife, I am going to feel extremely hungry by 7 o'clock. I am feeling hungry, in fact, now also. So, at 5 o'clock, you should go to the sweet mart near our house, that Vaibhav Sweets. Go to him at 5 o'clock. He fries jalebis in pure ghee. Get half kg of those jalebis. And at the same time, get half a dozen of kachori samosas also for me. I'll be feeling very hungry and I want to eat all that. 3 o'clock, I remind my wife. You remember, no? You have to go to that sweet mart? Yes. 4 o'clock, I remind. And when it is 5 o'clock, I almost shout at my wife, saying, oh my God, it is already 5 o'clock. You have not gone to the sweet mart. You should go there now. Everything will get exhausted if you don't go now. I'll be feeling very hungry and I want all those items. So when I say this to my wife, I must have realized, which I did not, unfortunately, that externally, forcefully, I have restrained my tongue from eating. I have not eaten anything, honestly. From morning till evening that time, I have not eaten anything. But mentally, I am always eating. I have eaten half kgs of jalebis. I have eaten half a dozen samosas and kachoris. So mentally, I am not doing fasting. Paramatma says, this is mithyachar, hypocrite. You are fooling yourself and you are trying to fool me also. So a man of foolish understanding who cannot distinguish real from unreal, he restrains his senses forcibly from running after the sense objects. Sense objects are sound, touch, form, taste and smell. Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha. But mentally, he thinks of objects of enjoyment with his mind and assumes that he is doing nothing. He is actionless. Such a person is called a hypocrite. According to Geeta, actions of body, speech and mind are all karmas. 18th Adhyaya says, Sharira Vang Mano Viryat Karma Prarabdhe Nara. Sharir, Vak means your vani, your speech and mind. Anything happening, any kriya happening in any of these three is called karma. So no point in saying that I did not do anything, I just thought about doing it. You thought about it now, your thought is considered as karma. I have only spoken about it, I did not do anything. You're talking about it is your karma. So this is the lesson we get, and this is a wonderful shloka. I fell in love with Bhagavad-Gītā when I read this shloka first. That yes, this is the real teaching for human beings how to live the life. This is a lesson. That day onwards, if I do fasting on say Ekadashi day, I never think of eating. So the lessons we have to learn from Bhagavad-Gītā are like this. Bhagavad-Gītā is not something which is beyond understanding. You have to understand and draw meaning that is there for you to follow in your day-to-day life. Complexities, forget about complexities. There are no complexities honestly, but every shloka you read of Bhagavad-Gītā, it gives you some lesson. If we try to follow at least 2, 3, 5 shlokas of Bhagavad-Gītā, our life will change. So the worldly pleasures which can be enjoyed externally can as well be enjoyed internally, mentally I mean. As external pleasures, when we enjoy, they leave their influence on our mind and body, both. Similarly, the internal pleasures which we are enjoying in our mind only, they also leave some signs of influence on our mind and body as well. External pleasures can be controlled, restrained by discrimination, by our Vivek Buddhi. It is not correct. Don't look at this like that. Or thinking of the adverse social consequences. What will happen if I really do this? Or to maintain the social decorum. For example, in a gathering of people, there is one beautiful lady, you are looking at her constantly. Then you realize this is not a good social practice to look at women like this. You restrain yourself. And then you tell yourself, see, I have controlled myself. I'm not looking at her anymore. Arey bhai, but mentally you are thinking about it. No, what about that? So Paramatma calls it as a mithyachar. And in having internal pleasures, there is no obstacle, there is no social stigma, no social decorum involved. If you think mentally, how other people will know what you are thinking mentally? So there is no social decorum involved, no restriction at all on what you think. So a person who goes on enjoying these pleasures with his mind and develops a false pride that he has removed these pleasures. He is not. Mentally, he is involved in it. Thus, the internal pleasures, they prove more fatal than the external pleasures. External pleasures, he has to give up now or after some time. Internal pleasures, there is no time limit, there is no restriction, no obstacle. Therefore, the person should very carefully restrain his mind from thinking of objects of enjoyment. Paramatma says, if you do it, it is a mithyachar. I don't like it. Okay, we go to 7th sloka now. Yastvindriyani manasa niyamya arabhate Arjuna karmendriyah karma yogam asaktasya vishishyate. Ya means the sarvanam in Sanskrit. Ya means one who, indriyani, the senses, manasa, by the mind, niyamya, to regulate, to restrain, to control, arabhate, to begin, to start, karmendriya, our active senses, karma yogam, the devotion of karma yoga, asakta, that means without attachment, vishishyate, by far the better, the superior. So Paramatma says, On the other hand, the sincere person who regulates, restrains his senses through his mind and begins his karma yoga through these very senses, without keeping any expectations of returns or rewards. That means he enters into Nishkam Karma Yoga. He is by far the superior. Earlier shloka says, Karmendriyane Sayyamya Aste Mansa Smaran Indriyathan Vimudhatma Mithyachara Sauchyate. In this shloka, Paramatma shows the power of mind. If mentally you can restrain your senses, then you can enter into Karma Yoga. So if a striver, a person he is eager to get salvation, moksha, then first thing is he should have that strong desire in him, eagerness for salvation or moksha. Then there is generosity in his nature to help others, and there is compassion in his heart. That means he gets happy with the happiness of others and he becomes sad with suffering of others. This latter is difficult. We can become happy with others' happiness, but rather the other way, we can become sad in others' sufferings. If somebody is suffering, we can become sad. Okay, we express our sympathies for him. But when others are happy, are we genuinely happy? My neighbor has bought a car, I don't have. My neighbor has got second house, I don't have. His happiness may make you unhappy. But this yogi who is striving for salvation, moksha, he has to be generous in his thinking. There should be compassion in his heart. That means he gets happy with the happiness of others and becomes sad with the suffering of others. So a striver having these three traits, which three traits? Eagerness for salvation or moksha, generosity in the nature, and compassion in the heart. If he has these three attributes, he becomes eligible for Karma Yoga. He can easily practice Karma Yoga with these three traits in his life. In Karma Yoga, there is one division of Karma and another division of Yoga. Yoga means connection. Proper utilization of one's things, capabilities like power, position, ability, and rendering service to the people. This is the duty part, the karma part. You are doing karma for the people surrounding you, for the world. And by discharging one's duties, there is disunion, that means disconnection from the assumed union with the material world. You are not working for yourself. You are not working for yourself. You are working with Nishkam Buddhi, Nishkam intellect for others. When you work for others, your interest in that increases more, and then you get detached from the world. If you work with selfish intent, then you are more and more involved with the material world. But when you have no selfish intent, that means you are trying to disconnect yourself from the material world. This is called yoga. So this disconnection from the assumed union with the material world is the yoga part of karma yoga. Duty, that means karma that we do, has its relation with the world, and yoga is having relation with the God. Karma, keep doing it for the world. By doing that with Nishkam intellect, you get connected with the Paramatma. So karma and yoga, two sides, two divisions of the same karma yoga. Okay, we go to next shloka, 8th shloka now. Niyatanguru karmatvang karmajyayoya karmanaha sharirayatra pichate na prasiddhyeda karmanaha. Paramatma says further that you engage yourself in performing the duties described in our Vedas, in our Shastras, by our Gurus, because doing so is better than doing nothing. Akarmana. Akarmana is doing nothing. Doing these karmas which are prescribed for you is always better than doing nothing. One cannot even maintain his body if it doesn't work. Sharira Yatra. Sharira Yatra is to maintain the body. You cannot attain that siddhi of maintaining Sharira Yatra also if you don't work, if you don't act. See, we keep doing karma time and again. The Lord says here to Arjuna that perform your prescribed duty as sanctioned by Vedas, by your gurus, by the society, and you are a Kshatriya. Then fulfill the duty of a Kshatriya. Why? Because doing so is better than doing nothing. See, one set of karma known as Vidhayak karma, prescribed duty. This Vidhayak karma or prescribed duty are those which are sanctioned by the scriptures. In all the roles that we play in our day-to-day life, father, brother, husband, neighbor, co-worker, each role has a prescribed set of duties. These are our Vidhayak karma, which we need to do, we should do. As a father, we have to take care of our children. As a husband, you have to take care of your wife. As a son, you have to take care of your parents. So these roles define your prescribed duties. And you have to perform those prescribed duties which are sanctioned by scriptures, by Vedas, by society, by your gurus, everyone. Then there is another set of karma which are known as Nishiddha karma, which are deplored, that is banned by scriptures. Don't do this. Don't do this. That category of work, karma. This has been banned by scriptures, Vedas, by gurus, and by society as well. We will not speak more about those Nishiddha karma. Everyone knows what those Nishiddha karmas are. And there is third type of karma that is called akarma, which we will discuss in the coming shlokas of this adhyaya. So there is karma, which is sakam karma. There is vidhayak karma, and there is akarma. And Nishiddha karma, of course. So these are the types of karmas which we'll discuss in the forthcoming shlokas of this adhyaya. Paramatma says, stop yourself from doing Nishiddha karma by using your intellect and by using your discriminative wisdom. Discriminative wisdom is your Viveka Buddhi. And do the Vidhayak karma. For example, serving your elders, waking up early in the morning, doing some meditation, offering prayers to the God, doing some japa, tapa or meditation, doing some kind of charity, helping the sick people, showing kindness to everyone. These are the Vidhayak karmas. On the contrary, actions which are motivated by our greed and our lust, our strong desires, like eyeing the property of somebody else, looking at somebody's wealth and trying to think how I can grab that, stealing, killing, misbehavior with women, these are all Nishiddha karmas. Lying, jhoot bolna, that lying is also a Nishiddha karma. But now people find it very difficult to refrain from lying. They will say, wo to mushkil hai, I cannot do that. At times I have to do. Jhoot bolna padta hai, kya kare? But this is also Nishiddha karma. And hypocrisy, the dambha, that means what you are not showing that. What you are not, that you are showing. So this is also a Nishiddha karma. In short, do what ought to be done and refrain from doing that which should not be done. Use this Viveka Buddhi throughout your life. If you follow this small prescription, then you will lead your life in the best possible way. Do what you have to do. Don't do what you don't have to do. Simple. So this is the message of this shloka. We go to next shloka now. Yajñārthāt karmaṇonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sanga samāchara. Yajñārthāt, only for yajna. Bhagavad-Gītā says yajna means your kartavya karma. Yajna means not only burning the fire and offering some material in that like til or ghee and all that. That is one kind of yajna. But Bhagavad-Gītā interprets yajna as your karma, your kartavya karma, your prescribed duties. Karmana, other than work. Anyatra, anyatra is other work. Ayam, this karma bandhana, the bondage that your karma puts on you. Tadartham, for that yajna, Kaunteya, of course, Kunti Putra Arjuna, Mukta Sangha, free from attachment. Mukta Sangha, Samachara, do it nicely, perfectly. The Paramatma says that You see, yajna in Gita, as I said, is your prescribed duty. Like serving your parents is a yajna. Taking care of sick neighbors is a yajna. We keep performing such yajnas day in and day out, every day. All vidhayak karma happening through our body is yajna. Lighting fire and offering some items like I said, til or ghee in that fire is not the only meaning of yajna. Your entire life is a yajna, and this entire world is a yajna. And in this yajna of world, your karma is your sacrificial offering. World is a yajna, your karmas is a offering in that yajna, like you offer til or ghee in that fire of yajna. Your karmas, your offering in the yajna of this world. God says, one who regards his entire life as yajna and keeps offering his karmas in that yajna without return reward expectation, then all his actions will keep him unbonded. Karma other than your vidhayak karma will put you on the bondage. It will put a bondage on you. Yajnathat karmano anyatra. Your yajnathat, your kartavya karma, other than kartavya karma, will put a bondage on you. Karma vandana. And coming to think of it, what is mine? Neither the body, nor the mind, nor the people related to this body are mine. Neither the earth, nor the sky, neither the five sense objects of Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, they are mine, nor the three gunas, Sattva, Rajatamo, are mine. This is all Prakritis. This is all nature. Or the gods. Prakriti is also a form of God only. Everything belongs to the Almighty God. Such a person who thus sees his life as a yajna, and he considers his life as a gift received from Paramatma, from the God, he remains unattached and unbonded, Paramatma says. When nothing belongs to me, as we discussed, nothing belongs to me, what will I be attached to? Nothing belongs to me, body is not mine, mind is not mine, nothing is mine. So what will I get attached to? You can only be attached to something which you regard as yours. When the body, mind, and this entire world belongs to Lord, to the God, what can I be then attached to? This is the question. It is His grace, God's grace, that He has allowed you to enjoy His divine play. And He has given you a role in His play which He has transcribed. It is scripted by Him, and that play which is scripted by Him, you have been given a role. What more do you want? Paramatma has given you a role in His script. We should be thankful to Paramatma for selecting us to give that role. So whatever role we are following in our day-to-day life, like I said, husband, father, friend, whatever, we assume that it is given to me by Paramatma. So enjoy this role given to you by Paramatma and enjoy this transcendental play being played by Paramatma for the entire humanity. Okay, we go to next sloka now. Sayajna praja svatva purovacha prajapatihi anena prasavishyadvam eshavostvishta madhu. This is the 10th sloka. 10th and 11th are slightly interrelated, so we'll take both the slokas. Devan bhavayata anena te deva bhavayantu vaha parasparam bhavayanta shreya paramavapsyato. Paramatma says sahayajna. That means explaining the prescribed duties, making the bylaws of how to live the life. Praja means human beings. Sruštva means to create, creating. Pura means in the past, in the beginning of this world. Vacha is to say Prajapati means Brahmadev, who created this universe. Prasavishyadvam, make all more and more prosperous. Let everybody prosper. So this sloka says, 10th sloka particularly says, in the beginning, while creating this universe, Prajapati Brahmadevji, he explained the kartavya karma, that means the prescribed duties, that is yajna, what we call just now, to all the living beings, mainly to the human beings, of course, and said to them that by performing their duties, that means by performing yajna, you help all prospering more and more. So let this yajna, that means performance of your prescribed duty, bestow upon you everything that you desire. And in the next sloka, Paramatma said, Devan bhavayitanena te deva bhavayantuha parasparam bhavayanta shreya paramopsita. By performing yajna, that means your prescribed duty towards the demigods, Devan, you assist elevation, prosperity of those demigods, and then those demigods in reciprocation will help you in your prosperity. And by such mutual cooperation, parasparam bhavayanta is mutual cooperation between demigods and human beings, prosperity will be achieved by all. Wonderful shloka this. Prosperity can come through mutual cooperation only. So man alone is qualified to perform new creative actions, while the 84 lakh unis, life of demigods, the life of those residing in the hell, Narak, are the lives to pay for or to reap the fruits of their past karmas. Only human beings are qualified to perform new creative actions. Brahmadeva, while creating this universe, has made clear. What he has made clear? The bylaws drafted for gods and human beings. What are the prescribed duties of human beings? What are the prescribed duties of the demigods? Human beings are to perform their duties toward gods, and the gods have to perform their duties towards the human beings. Parasparam bhavayanta. Human life is only for attaining salvation and moksha. For salvation, no new work needs to be done, but whatever work the man does, if he does it for welfare of others, not for welfare of self, but for welfare of others, by relinquishing the selfishness, by relinquishing the egoism, by relinquishing the desire for karma phala, that means fruits of the karma, then it will lead him on the path of salvation. That is what Paramatma says. As Brahmadev has told gods and men to do good to each other in a selfless spirit through performance of their prescribed duties, similarly, it should be interpreted from this shloka that people of all four varnas, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, that means the entire population, should do good to each other. If they discharge their duties for welfare of others, they will be also on the path of salvation. Brahmadeva created this universe in the manner that there is nothing, nothing means nothing, no object, no action is there for one's own self. Everything is there for the others. This is the lesson of life Brahmadeva has given to us when he created the universe. That no object and no action in this world is for you as a self. It is for the others. This we'll discuss in the forthcoming shlokas again. Imagine this universe as a housing society. We live in housing societies. So this universe is a housing society which has given you a place to live. Brahmadeva is the chairman of the society. He has given you a place to live in his universe, in his society. He has made some bylaws of the society, as we normally make bylaws. Brahmadeva has made the bylaws of this universe as a housing society. Follow the society bylaws and enjoy your stay in this society of Paramatma, universe. This is the meaning of these two shlokas in short. I think we should stop here. We'll take the remaining shlokas in the next sessions. Jai Shri Krishna to all. Thanks for listening. Now the forum is open for you all to raise your questions. We'll try our best to give the replies. Thank you so much again. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you, Bhaiya, for the vivid and practical example. Through this, it is going to become easier for us to bring Geeta ji to our life. Like you said, it is now up to us sadhaks to choose a cab, the train, or an aeroplane to reach our destination. But very importantly, we have to be dedicated in our karmas, in learning swimming before we jump into the river of Gyan. So this session is now open for questions. All the sadhaks who have any query can raise their hand and start their video, so Bhaiya will answer the queries. I think Bhaiya, you give such wonderful vivechan with such good practical everyday example that all of must be reeling under that effect right now, because I do not see any raised hand. And your stories are so nice, whether it is from Mahabharata or examples from your own life or from everyday example. It is so wonderful that it so seems that nobody has any question. Oh, okay, finally Suryakant Bhaiya. Suryakant Bhaiya, अपना video start कीजिए and unmute yourself, Bhaiya. जी भैया, ask your question. भैया, unmute yourself. Yes.
Yes.
जी.
Yeah, this sloka, I want to know about this sloka. Yagyarthat karmanonyatra lokoyang karma bandhana tadarthang karma kaunteya mukta sangas samachara.
See, as we discussed, yajnarthat karmano anyatra. Anyatra is others. And yajna, as per Bhagavad-Gītā, is our kartavya karma, or prescribed duties. So whatever prescribed duties you do in your life do not put you under any bondage, any karma bandhana. But anyatra, that means other than prescribed duty, whatever you do for self, that creates a bondage on you. So Paramatma's message to us is, perform your kartavya karma only. Anyatra, all other karmas will put you under bondage, and every bondage will make you get into the cycle of birth and death. Your kartavya karma will never get you on the cycle of birth and death. It will lead you to the moksha. That is freeness, freedom from janma and mrityu. But your anyatra karma other than prescribed duty, will put you under bondage. So if you want to get rid of the cycle of birth and death, don't do anyatra karma. Do only prescribed duty.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes.
Apurva Didi, unmute yourself, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna, sir.
Jai Shri
In the 11th shloka, the
Yeah.
first and the second charan, they seem the same to me. I mean, the meaning of those seem the same to me. Devan bhavayatena te deva bhavayantu vaha. It means the same, that the celestial gods will be pleased. Can you clarify?
Yeah. Devan bhavavetanana te deva bhavantu. That is, when the human beings perform their prescribed duties toward gods, the gods become more strong. Because see, the objective of gods, God is nothing. Semi-gods are nothing, but they are the elevated souls. Like human beings, but human beings are at a little down level. Demigods at a higher level. They are Unnat Atma at a higher level. They are not Paramatma. So the objective of devas, demigods, is to attain Paramatma. So when the human beings perform their prescribed duties toward Devan, and Devan perform their prescribed duties toward human beings, they get further elevated. Because their objective is to attain Paramatma. And everybody has to perform their duty. Now human beings are performing their duties toward demigods. Demigods are performing their prescribed duties towards human beings. So they also get further elevated. And with this, they attain Paramatma one day. So Devan bhavavetanena te deva bhavantu. You are performing prescribed duty, and gods performing prescribed duty towards you make the gods more pushta. Pushta means more strong. So Devan bhavavetanena te deva bhavantu parasparam bhavayantu. So you pray for the demigods, they give you, they bestow upon you what you want. You become strong, they become strong. That is mutual cooperation. Parasparam bhavayantu. So both become strong in the process. And this is the rule which we need to follow in our day-to-day life in the society as well. We help each other so that we make strong ourselves as well as them, others. So this is the rule of the society.
Actually, the clarification I need is in the exact translation of the first two charans. They seem the same to me. Exact translation of the first two charans.
Bhavavetanena means they become strong. Whatever you perform towards demigods, te deva bhavayantu vaha. So they become strong. Performance of duty by human beings towards demigods make the demigods more strong. Devan bhavavetanena te deva bhavayantu vaha. And parasparam bhavayantu. Demigods perform their duties towards human beings. Human beings perform towards, so we paraspar, mutual.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
Didi. Gunath ji. Unmute yourself, Bhaiya. Ji.
Yes. Sir, good evening.
Good evening.
From the very beginning,
Yeah.
we know there are 5 indriyas. But
Yes.
in this chapter, we know karmendriyas. What is difference between karmendriyas and indriyas?
See, Indriya, there are 10 types. 5 are Dhanendriya and 5 are Karmendriya. Your hand,
Achha.
your legs, your 2 Indriyas of waste disposal, and your tongue. Tongue has a dual role. Tongue is a Dhanendriya as well as Karmendriya. When you are eating, it is a karma. When you are speaking with tongue, it is a Dhanendriya. So your eyes, your ears, your nose, your tongue, these are all your Dhanendriya. And as I said, your hands, your legs, your 2 Indriyas of waste disposal, and your tongue, there your Karmendriya, with which you do karma. With hands you do karma, with legs you do walking. So these are the Karmendriya and Dhanendriya. So Karmendriya and Sanyamya, though the word is Karmendriya, but it includes the Dhanendriya as well. So you can restrain
sir.
your Indriyas. You can restrain your Indriyas. As I gave an example, you can restrain your tongue from eating, because eating is a karma of your tongue, isn't it? So you can restrain your tongue from eating, but if mentally you are thinking of the same, then Paramatma doesn't like it. He says it is a mithyachar. It is a hypocrisy.
Yes.
You are cheating.
Yes. Yes. That means you are saying indriyas and karmendriyas are both are same, yeah, slightly different.
Yeah, Karmendriya has a different role and Dhanendriya has a different role. 5 Indriya, 5 Karmendriya and 5 Dhanendriya. Indriyas of
Achha.
yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank
So, Vikas Bhaiya, when you were not eating the jalebi, you were restraining it. But when you were talking about the jalebi, that was your...
Yeah, when you are thinking of jalebi, then you are not doing upasa.
Yeah.
Then you are cheating.
Yeah.
So this is just an example of your tongue. Likewise,
Yes.
you have other Indriyas also. So we are all
Yes.
adults. We know about each Indriya's function, what each Indriya does.
Yes, yes.
Think of all Indriyas and try to restrain those subjects of Indriyas from their mental thinking as well.
Yes.
Then that is the real restraint.
Loknath Bhaiya, ask your question,
हाँ.
please.
दादा प्रणाम.
Now,
6 नंबर श्लोक में जो बताया कर्मेंद्रियाणि संयम या आस्ते मनसा स्मरण, तो दादा मेरा प्रश्न है कि हम लोग ऐसे तो डेली लाइफ में ऐसे बहुत कुछ होता है जो देख के थोड़ा लालच आता है, तो जैसे मेरे को लालच आया या स्वप्नों में भी हम लोग वही चीज को कभी दौड़ाते हैं, तो क्या फिर हमारा ये हो गया, मिथ्याचार हो गया?
जी, परमात्मा कहते हैं इसे मिथ्याचार, क्योंकि जब आपका इंद्रियों के ऊपर संयम तो होता है, लेकिन मन में वही विचार चलता है, तो आपका पूरा फिर इंद्रिय निग्रह भी नहीं है और मनोनिग्रह भी नहीं। इंद्रिय निग्रह शायद है, जबरदस्ती किया आपने, लेकिन मन
तो
इसको
इस मामले में हम सभी अन्याय और पाप कर रहे हैं।
वो तो है, लेकिन यदि आपको पूरा मतलब कर्मयोगी बनना है, निष्काम कर्मयोगी बनना है, तो आपको इंद्रिय और मन दोनों के ऊपर निग्रह रखना आवश्यक है। वो प्रैक्टिस से आ सकता है।
But it is difficult to control your mind.
Yeah, you have to control your senses as well as your mind. Control of both, restraining of both is required.
Is required, but practically we fail every time.
You may, but one day will come when you will not fail. I can guarantee you that. I can promise you that when I do upasa now, I don't think of eating. This sloka I always remember. Whenever a thought of eating comes to my mind, I remember this slap on my face by Paramatma, that thinking of eating is a fraud. I should not think of eating when I am doing upasa. And then again, I to my normal.
Sorrow ripu में पहले आता है काम.
Yes.
Which is very difficult to resist. So we all fall prey of काम.
Yes.
तो उसको कैसे क्या करें?
इसी अध्याय में हम पढ़े गए कि अर्जुना ने यही सवाल पूछा है कि ऐसा कौन है जो हमसे पाप कर्म करवाता है, तो परमात्मा उसका उत्तर दे, काम एष क्रोधेश रजोगुण समुद्भव महाशनो महापापमा विध्येन मिह वैरणम। कामना और क्रोध हमारे सबसे बड़े शत्रु है, उनसे बच के रहिए। ये बड़े भूखे होते हैं हमेशा और ये बड़े पापी होते हैं। लेकिन सारे जो संत महात्मा होता है वो कहते हैं अच्छे कर्म करो, पाप कर्म मत करो, सच बोलो, झूठ मत बोलो। तो ये तो कर्म का कंट्रोल करना हो गया। आप एक पाप कर्म करने से बच जाएंगे, दूसरा कर बैठेंगे, दूसरे से बच जाएंगे, तीसरा कर्म कर बैठेंगे। भगवान श्री कृष्ण इस अध्याय में कहते हैं रजोगुण समुद्भव, उसकी जो जननी है, जहां से वो पैदा होता है, उसके ऊपर काम करो ना। कामना कहाँ से पैदा होती है? आपके रजोगुण से पैदा होती है। तो रजोगुण कैसा कम करना? यदि रजोगुण आपका कम हो गया तो कामना कम होगी, कामना कम होगी तो क्रोध कम होगा, क्रोध कम होगा तो आपसे पाप कर्म कम होंगे। तो उसकी जो जड़ है उसके ऊपर काम करने के लिए परमात्मा कहते हैं। और वो जड़ के ऊपर कैसे काम करना, वो जब हम श्लोक पढ़ेंगे तब उसके बारे में चर्चा करेंगे। उसके बारे में बहुत सुंदर स्टोरी है, वो आपको बताऊंगा उस टाइम पे।
अच्छा, ये इसी चैप्टर में?
हाँ, इसी चैप्टर में
अच्छा,
36-37 करके श्लोक है, 36 और 37 करके श्लोक। उसमें ये अर्जुन का एग्जैक्टली यही सवाल है जो आपने पूछा है। तो आपका और अर्जुन का विचार एक ही है।
We are looking forward. नरेश भैया, आप अपना सवाल भी पूछिए।
Guruji, namaskar.
नमस्कार।
I have question related to this demigods which you talked about.
Yeah.
How many? Who are these demigods, and how many are there? Is Lord Hanuman a demigod or a Paramatma?
See, all demigods are many, Paramatma is one. So whatever demigods we worship every day, Ganesha or Hanumanji, they are all demigods. Paramatma is one. The only problem happens when we start treating our demigods as different than Paramatma. So as it is, we are distinguishing between ourselves and Paramatma, that I am different and Paramatma is different. That is called Dvaita Bhav, different. We need to go to Advaita Bhav. But instead of going to Advaita Bhav, that Paramatma is and me are one, we are creating a third entity, our Ishta Devata. So now we have me, my Ishta Devata and Paramatma. So instead of becoming one, we are creating three. This is a folly. This is a mistake we do in Adhyatma. So if you start seeing Paramatma in your demigod, that my Paramatma is my Ganesha, my Paramatma is my Hanumanji, then there is nothing wrong. Even if you consider Swamiji as Paramatma, nothing wrong. But don't create differentiation further by saying, I am different, my Ishta Devata, my demigod is different, and Paramatma is another third entity. So this kind of differentiation Paramatma doesn't like. He wants unity, oneness. You, me, and your Ishta Devata, demigod are all one. So long as we have this thinking in our Adhyatma, there is nothing wrong in that.
Lingaraj Bhaiya, ask your question.
Jai Shri Krishna, sir.
Jai Shri Krishna.
My questions are related to shloka number 4.
4.
Na karmana manarambha nishkramyam purusho snoti.
Yes.
Sir, we are living in the illusory world.
Yes.
How it is possible on our part to reach to the stage of nishkarmyam stage?
See, Nishkarma is what? Nishkarma is, as I said, Nishkam Karma, that means action without expecting any return reward and remain equipoised in all contradicting situations. Whether it is favorable or unfavorable, happiness or sadness, profit or loss, man or apman, in all these contradicting situations, if you can remain equipoised, that means these actions are happening externally, they are not affecting your man, your antakarna. Your antakarna is as peaceful, as shanta as it was before the action took place. See why these different feelings come in our mind. The indriya meets with the indriya object. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Gandha. And whenever any indriya senses meet with sense object, some result will happen. The result could either be favorable or unfavorable, happy or sad. What is taught in Geeta is that result should remain outside your antakaran. It should not disturb the calmness of your antakaran. Because every indriya with the sense object, it will create some reaction. That reaction should be kept outside. You should not disturb the peace of your mind. That is called Nishkarma. And that is what you will feel that situation. Unless you do some karma, how can you achieve that situation? How can you know that you have achieved that situation of Nishkarma? That you are remaining equipoised in all situations. If you don't do any karma, then you cannot test yourself that you have attained that position of Nishkarma. So to test yourself that you are remaining equipoised in all the contradicting situations, you have to start the karma. Otherwise, you cannot test yourself that you have attained that position of Nishkarma. Isn't it? So na karmana manarambha. If you don't start the karma, Nishkarmam na ashnute. You cannot experience Nishkarma. If you don't start the karma, obviously.
Ji Bhaiya. So beautiful said, especially the example of swimming before jumping in the learning to swim before we jump in the river. Excellent example and excellent way of explaining, Bhaiya. Thank you so very much. I will now take this up because I do not see any raised hands. So I will now take this opportunity to gently remind our sadhaks that our 31st batch of L1 is starting from 1st of March. So do spread the words and do add people who can gain from learning Geeta, like Guruji always says, saying it as Bhagwan's Vani. Also, I'll fail in my duty if I do not take this opportunity to thank all the Sevis who work behind the scene to make this session successful. Our tech team, our IT team, our Vivechan team, and our anchoring team. Thank you so very much, our wonderful Sevis. And thank you, last but not the least, dear respected sadhaks, thank you for giving this opportunity to serve the divine Krishna in all of you. Now, to bring, if you give us the permission, Bhaiya, we can offer this entire session to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. And for that, I am going to call forward Pratiksha Didi. Pratiksha Didi is from Vaidya, and she is a retired principal. She is now she joined in February of 2023, and now she is giving a seva as a co-trainer for L1 and L2 and also as a group coordinator. Didi, please offer this entire session to lotus feet of Lord Krishna by saying the closing prayer.
Yogesham Satchidanandam Vasudevam Vrajapriyam Dharma Samsthapakam Veeram Krishna Vande Jagadgurum Krishna Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you, Didi, for this wonderful, wonderful way of doing our closing prayer. Now, Anshuman Bhaiya will play the Hanuman Chalisa for us. So let's all together do the Hanuman Chalisa and get
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारि बरन रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि करहु कलेस विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा गादन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही समभाई सहस बदन तुम रोज सगावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा कीना तुम्हारो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योता ही मधुर पल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बल बीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर गोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman. Thank you, our respected sadhaks. Do come back next week for more understanding of this very, very intriguing chapter